My dad never knew his father. In 1957, when he was 31 years old, he died in a freak accident. My dad was just 3 at the time, and so he grew up never knowing the man who helped bring him into the world. The only piece of him that he has, and as far as I know, the only piece he's ever seen, is an Air Force portrait that he keeps on his dresser. You may remember my dad from a video last year where I made a recreation of a hot sauce that he used to sell that was stolen from him. And while I was digging through old photos and documents to do some research in order to make that video, I came across something. A box of 8mm film labeled Beverly Children. Beverly was my dad's name at birth, but it was also his father's name. And upon close inspection of one of the reels, a man can be seen who looks remarkably like my father. He's holding a child, presumably either my dad or his brother. And I'm almost certain my dad has never seen this footage. So today, I want to try and give him a look at his father for the first time in his life. Thankfully, the film is already developed. It would be nearly impossible to develop 70-year-old film, especially stuff that hasn't been well stored like this hasn't been. But aside from looking at the frames one by one, I don't really have a great way to view what's on these reels. So I'm taking them to a local processor to see if I can get them digitized. One of the reels is in a bit better condition than the other, but I'm hopeful we can get something out of both. They said the footage is going to take about a week to process, so in the meantime I want to learn a little bit more about my grandfather, or at least whatever my dad can tell me.
He was in the Air Force. He was a member of the Jolly Rogers unit. He was a gunner pilot, flew 22 missions in the Korean War. I didn't see him, obviously a lot. Slim memories of him, nothing. He's like a fog. I remember our house distinctly we all lived in, but I didn't see him much, probably because he was in the Korean War. When he got out of the Air Force, he got tons of job offers in Memphis, and he refused all jobs. He wanted to go to Florida, and after the war, he just wanted to be a bartender in Florida for a year or two until he settled down.
You can imagine that after being in a war, you want to kind of do something relaxing for
Yeah,
a little bit.
especially being a gunner pilot and 22 missions, knowing what you were doing with your bullets. The Jolly Rogers made a book, and it had the whole crew in the book. It was a picture book. My father, Dee, threw it away. Only pictures of him I had. That's the memories I have, only going, oh my God, this is him, this is what he did. And what a tragedy. I'd have that book forever. When he drowned, I remember standing outside of a motel at night, and I'll never forget the fluorescent lights of the old 1950s motel over my head, my grandmother standing there. I must have known that they were looking for my father. And I remember finding out about his death when I was back home in Memphis. I was sitting in the living room floor, 4 years old, and the maid was there, and she was ironing. And all of a sudden, the front door swings open, and this neighborhood boy runs in and goes, your daddy's dead, your daddy's dead, your daddy's dead. And that's how I found out. The maid grabbed him and threw him out the front door. That's a distinct memory. Not many people drowned water skiing, but I'm sure that he wasn't wearing a life preserver, and I'm sure they'd been all drinking, and I'm sure who was driving was wasted, because that's him. He was a party boy. And my mom was there, Betty Jo, her best friend, with Bob. We were only in Memphis for probably another year to 2 at the most. We moved to Atlanta. So yeah, I don't have a lot of memories. I wish I did. It's unfortunate. I never got to know him.
Oh my goodness. He looks so much like my dad. I couldn't have hoped for anything better than this. So now I have to drive to Vermont to show it to him. I know this drive is going to be filled with nervous anticipation because I truly don't know how he's gonna react to this. I just really hope it makes him happy. Ready?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's my father. How did you have this made? Oh God, man, first live video I've ever seen of him. Now he's walking down, this is Vero Beach. He says, come on. This is the year before he died. Oh, God. And he's in the water where he drowned. He's got a cigarette, he's almost burning me with it. We're opening up presents, it looks like. I'm trying to decide if he looks like my brother or me. Camera hog, that must be my brother. No. Oh, and there's my mother. What a great picture of my mother. She was so lovely. Can't believe he died a year from this. This happy man. Life would have been so different. Oh, I can't believe this, Dakota. Never seen him. Isn't that amazing? I've never seen, wow. Pretty well choked up right now. This is where we went every year. Even after he died, we went till I was probably 15, 16. Oh my God. This is so great having this. I mean, I can't believe I'm this age and now I'm just looking at my father for the first time.
That's it?
Oh, thank you, Dakota. That's the nicest thing in the world. And now I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. The only thing I have is that one picture of him upstairs. I'm amazed. Looking at my father and my mother at that age. They were a nice looking couple. Boy, these pictures, Dakota, it's like he's real. I mean, he's alive and he's real, and knowing that that's how far away from his death.
So it's less than a year.
And now I have a vivid picture of my father right now. See, it's right in front of me. I can see him, I'll see him forever now.